Whenever it involves Hedera, there may be absolutely lots that we may want to speculate approximately. There's really loads that we ought to speak approximately with, you realize, the capability opportunity with Hedera. We ought to communicate about how the United States authorities may undertake Hedera at one point in time, or you already know this massive financial institution would possibly use Hedera at one point in time. We should speculate all day long on that. But one thing this is very clean is that governments, those large establishments, these big gamers, they're all warming as much as the concept of utilizing the exceptional and magnificent technology gamers from the space to build out valid products, solutions and services that could in the end revolutionize enterprise sectors or even entire asset lessons. So as we do reflect on consideration on that, you already know Hedera is certainly at the pinnacle of the list for, a huge participant to be followed and utilized whenever it involves something. And that does include of direction the authorities quarter. Now, we have lots to deal with because of what we've been listening to around Elon Musk and his plans around the US authorities. And this virtually has brought on quite a few hypotheses or even communicate about how Hedera could doubtlessly be one of those huge gamers that would be, you realize, followed in and applied. And in this video, I want to speak plenty approximately that, and in reality, deal with some things that might surely highlight the truth that Hedera might be one of these players. So welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Nick. For those which can be new to the channel, desire you've been there by the cease of this video. You do emerge as a subscriber. Also, in case you guys do want get entry to a first-rate US-based alternate that is providing the best-in-class offerings for US investors. Now, after I say US-based, I especially am talking approximately how Caleb and Brown caters to a variety of those US primarily based investors that are having a tough time finding a change that they could trust, that they have 24/7 access to customer service. Caleb and Brown is one of these exchanges. It's a worldwide trade, but for US-based totally investors, this is probably one of the best ones out of doors of, like, for instance, Coinbase or even Uphold, which, let's just be sincere, they both have their professionals and cons. But with Caleb and Brown, the aspect that I love approximately this exchange is their 24/7 direct customer support. I also love the fact that their charges are some of the lowest charges out there, and it is a totally short change to apply. I've been utilizing it over the past couple of weeks, and I actually have zero complaints in terms of Caleb and Brown. And I do think that you recognize, in case you are within the US and you are looking for an exchange that you may accept as true with, that is truly certainly one of them. Try it out, you might not regret it. If you don't like it, you don't ought to use it. But if you like it, what's up? Maybe it becomes your favorite alternate. There's going to be a link down inside the description underneath that you guys can sign on the usage of my link proper now, and let me recognize what you men suppose. But with that being stated, allows move and take a look at the governance model of Hedera. So the governance version around Hedera has constantly been something that I even have continually observed very particular. And it is something, it truly is actually very valuable. And the cause why is because what if we're thinking about governmental area adoption for a number of these, you understand, networks, you sort of study the names that are already utilizing Hedera. Like, for example, there's a few very large asset management groups on right here, a few very massive banks. You even have a few foremost portions of the authorities. For example, you understand Australian Payments Plus is a key participant within the Australian government region for payments. I mean, this is a massive participant. Then you furthermore may take a look at like gamers like ServiceNow, which cater to 80% of the Fortune 500 marketplace. So when we truly think about this, right, if I became looking at a community to adopt, allows, you understand, allows, just say, you recognize I'm someone who calls the shots across the US government. If I became searching at this generation and I changed into like nicely, I need to be a huge winner with this. I need America to be, the crypto capital of the sector. Hedera is a US primarily based agency. I might study this GC and I could say that is completely stacked with some of the biggest names obtainable. Now, I convey this up because, again, we constantly are actually hearing talks about this US government performance effort that Elon Musk has been talking about and addressing. For example, right here, we've got from January 25th, Justin Elon Musk is exploring blockchain era to song US authorities spending, stable statistics, technique bills, and manage federal assets, aiming to enhance transparency and reduce waste. Though critics vulnerability challenges. Now, this turned into the first time that we heard approximately this. And then Charles Adkins, who's the CEO of the HBAR Foundation, there's only one open network that can deliver real-time statistics, provenance, hyper-performance, and obvious governance in one bundle. Elon Musk, in case you need efficiency for Doge that changed into constructed inside the USA, you need Hedera, and of root he is showing us the agencies that govern the real community, because those businesses are not small-time names like nearly all, and sundry available. This is doing research across the economic space, across the energy sector, around even the purchaser quarter. You're looking at this and you're selecting out a number of those large names and you're announcing, wow, something should be occurring right here. Something should be drawing these big names to this network. What's going on right here? But then we were given this on the 5th of February. Now, Elon Musk proposes setting the USA Treasury on the blockchain. For complete spending transparency, citizens must music or could music taxpayer greenbacks in actual time, which that is something that I've usually supported. Listen, in case you're paying a great amount in, why shouldn't you receive a list or being able to see where that money is surely going? It makes a lot of sense. I do not understand why we don't have, you understand, something like this where there may be a transparent breakdown of where our taxpayer bucks are clearly going, but this was the put up by means of Elon Musk from the alternative day as properly. Would you want Doge to audit the IRS, which changed into also a massive yes? Now, I deliver this up due to the fact, once more, you may see a number of these massive discussions now happening around those moves to really kind of start preserving the government responsible. I love this because the quality way to preserve the government responsible is with the aid of placing quite a few of these sectors, and in the long run, the government itself on chain. Best manner to do that is tracking government spending, tracking taxpayer bucks. You recognize tracking and tracing almost the whole thing that the government is doing might be a big, huge pass. Now, no longer the whole thing can be capable of being tracked and traced. Glaringly, however, I suppose that this is a wonderful way to sort of see some responsibility realized in. Now, we also have over right here, should the Treasury be put on the blockchain so this does not manifest? We have Elon Musk saying yes, responding to Mario, and that is that full breakdown, right? So we have career Treasury officers are breaking the law every hour of every day by way of approving payments which can be fraudulent or do now not fit the funding laws exceeded by means of Congress. This desires to prevent now, and the pleasant manner to do that is, like I stated, putting this component on the authorities just or at the blockchain, just like Elon Musk is announcing over here in terms of putting the US Treasury at the blockchain. But additionally, at the start, this is, he needs the whole lot to essentially be on chain. That means, you understand, monitoring US authorities spending, securing data, processing bills, dealing with federal belongings around tokenized property. I imply almost the whole thing that we could consider around tokenization, around blockchain, around DOT. All of that is able to being finished via adopting DLT. Now, over right here, we've ought to blockchain end treasury fraud and corruption. The solution is